Hey everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Today I am going to be working on day 6 and 7 in my 2021 December daily, working with a shaker page kind of pocket thing that I created for Spiegel Mom Scraps. There is a separate kind of share of that, I believe, on my channel somewhere, but it's just using sequins and then fusing it and then adding more sequins and fusing it all the way up on a full 6x8 page protector. And then I had a few little wood veneer words and stuff added in it as well. And then the photo that I have here. Now, let's talk about this. I was not expecting my day 6 to be about snow. It does not normally snow here in the lower mainland quite this early. We do tend to get a dusting of snow here and there. Not necessarily in December, but at least one good snowstorm every year. And this one wasn't anything massive, but it was pretty. And Sean was off that day. It was a planned day off he had, and so I snuck outside as soon as it got light enough to grab a photo of our house. This is something I had actually planned to do of just the first frost. That would be quite normal here, and I had planned to do it, and then I got snow instead. So I journaled a little bit about that. It kind of has 3 separate mini stories included. So it talks about the fact that it snowed on this particular day, which was the 6th. It talks about how it snowed when I was on my way to work one morning, and it was just kind of wet snow, but how magical that was, kind of driving in snow and just so pretty. And then it also talks about the first frost that we had, which happened like the 2nd of December. So just kind of all of that in one little story that's hidden away in journaling because I wasn't sure where to place it. I'm thinking about adding this cute little photo of Barrett's looking out at the snow onto the page, but I didn't really want to cover much of it up because I'm really happy with that shot. And who knows how long we're going to be staying in this house, as we don't own it, we rent. So we don't know. And so I wanted to get a full shot like that, and I'm very, very happy of how it turned out. It's very reminiscent of when Allie Edwards did a spread of her home from a few years ago, maybe 2017 or so. So it's going to be a very basic page. There's not a lot going on. You can kind of see I'm playing there. I figured out how I'm going to tuck in my hidden journaling. Very easy. You just cut a little slice in your photo, make sure it's large enough to fit that in, and then you tape around, put that against something else, and then you've got a little pocket. Very, very easy. So now I'm going to play with what I'm going to do about this shaker pocket and this extra photo. And I'm stumped here. I wasn't sure where to go. And so instead I jumped back to the photo, and I'm going to paint this little tag. Now, I have had this tag for a very long time, like a very, very long time. And I have never been able to figure out how to use it, what I was going to do with it. And finally, I feel like I managed to do it. I have always planned on using it to take the little pieces of it out. And so I'm going to paint it. I'm using a bit of shimmers, and then I think I have a bit of a more rosier kind of gold color paint that I go in with it, kind of on top of that. And I'm going to use that. And then I'm also going to paint the number 6 so it's in the same color. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm going to heat dry it quickly. And then all I'm going to do, and hopefully I show this, I'm using my tape gun, and I'm just simply, because I know this is going in a page protector, so it doesn't have to be super strong adhesive. My tape gun is going to work just fine. And I'm going to place my 6 down there where I want it to go. Really happy with that. And then I'm simply going to line up my tag with my photo, and where that lines up, I'm going to punch the little, it's all ready to be kind of torn out, like if it was a chipboard kind of sticker, that type of thing. And I'm just slowly going to work my way through those punched out. And I love how it turned out. It was exactly what I was hoping it for. It's a nice little pop. This particular color, kind of rose gold type thing, is in the sequins as well on that other page. So it gives me a nice kind of visual triangle. And I'll add in just a few other things too, but yeah, very happy with it. However, it takes me a minute, and though this is a pretty simple page, it was still quite time consuming. And I find that with all of my December daily pages, I can't do a quick page. All of them take me at least an hour. I I don't know. I don't mean for them all to, but it just kind of happens that way. I really like to sit and think and make sure it's really what I want. And that's kind of the way this one worked as well. I kept coming back to it and making final decisions, like adding this little winter wonderland on to the shaker pocket, because you're not going to see it from the front. And I love that. And then I had a few chipboard stickers left from the crepe paper. I think it's Hey Santa. I only have like four chipboard stickers left in that whole thing, and three of them are these little chipboard stickers. So I peeled off the backing and I'm going to use those three on there. They're black and white, so they don't take away from the photo. And then I have the other two ones in gold, which are fine because it mimics the gold of what I did with that little sparkle. So really happy with how that turned out. And now we're going to move into day 7, and this may be one of my favorite days that I've created so far. I had done this as a foundation page with that tag, and then I had a cut file ready to use. My original plan here was to have the front side be about music or videos, and then flip it and the back side be about the other. That was my plan. So I have this photo of myself that I cut down to 3x8, and then I planned on cutting that journaling that you see there. And then having this cute little film strip that is from Confessions of a Paper Addict with the little photos of the videos and movies and stuff in there. However, as you can see, it wasn't fitting, and I just didn't want to fight it. And so I came up with a different plan, and this is simply going to be about music and nothing else, which is fine because the journaling is only about music for that little bit, because I had planned to handwrite journaling about the movies and stuff. Like, that was kind of my plan there. So it all ends up working out really well, and I really do love how it turns out. So I'm going to get this tag in. It's going to kind of be the in-between of that and the film strip that you see there. I'm going to turn that fa la la into a tag as well. And then I'm just going to back each one of the photos onto that little film reel, make it fit. It totally worked just fine. A lot of it's covered up, but it's okay. It's just a little shot of what's happening, what music is there. I don't really care. Honestly, I don't really care if you can even read who people are. That part doesn't matter to me. I have all of this on a playlist, so it's just kind of neat to have something interesting to look at and get this particular cut file used up, because it has been in my stash for a very long time as well. And I like to use things up when I can. Okay, so I'm going to get them all backed up, figure it out. I just glue them down again with that little blue running tape that you see there. I actually get that from Walmart. And then I'm going to tape the photo of myself onto that 6x8 card that's there. And then this whole piece, this whole 6x8, including the journaling and my photo, is actually going to be taped on the outside of the page protector, because I have that interactive element with the snow photo there, and I accidentally sliced it wrong, and I had planned on having it out anyways. I like to have some things out of the page protectors, and I've been doing a lot of page protectors compared to previous years, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you see I just add one little line of the red tape adhesive, and the rest of it is just my normal double-sided tape. I have learned over the years that this stuff is so strong that as long as it's on there somewhere in that one little spot, it's gonna be okay. And so that's what we kind of work with, and I'm really happy with how that looks. Now I'm gonna look at figuring out how I'm gonna embellish and all of that. I'm gonna jump around here a little bit because I don't actually know. I'm looking for some chipboard words. I know I have some fa la la things. And then I saw that red, and I felt like that pop of red was so striking and just worked well. So I then added that little Christmas tree on top. I'm really trying to get that fa la la in. It's not going to make it on the front side, but I'm going to flip it over and manage to work it in on the back with the black and white font. And then I think I had another tree. I think it's all about the trees in this one, which is fine. It doesn't need a whole lot, and it's okay that the trees don't really make sense with music. It's all just to be pretty and all of that. So there's that. I again took off the backing of the chipboard, and so to make that work, I actually put the red line adhesive on the photo lined up where I know where I want it to go, and then place the chipboard down. That just makes it so that there's going to be no accidental ripping up, because when you peel chipboard, it doesn't stick to tape very well. If you've tried that, you know what I'm talking about. So that is my trick. It works every time, and it's still nice and stuck down. So there you go. I am going to go ahead and add a little Avery L tag, and I think the Avery tags, I don't know what you call them, those little tabs. I'm going to get one of those used up because this is kind of a smaller piece. It's got multiple pieces to it, and I felt like having that little tab, it just added another interactive element to it, and to flip the page, and it's easier for you to go ahead and do that. It is a bit of a bulky tag there with that large 7, so working with that. I had plans to use that poinsettia on the back of this page, but it didn't quite cover up everything I needed it to. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and use the offcut from that to back this, and just simply cut across in a circle. I am going to leave the white in the middle there because you're going to see I'm going to actually add in some transparency, and I go between the red and the green check. I do believe both of those are from this year's transparencies, the 3x8 transparencies, if I'm not mistaken. So you're going to see me kind of look and decide which one I want to go with. I'll let you know the answer is going to be the green one because it gives that nice little pop of green, and I have a visual triangle in green that way as well. And now I'm just going to find a couple more little bits of embellishing to finish this one up. Again, it's not a complicated page. It's not hard whatsoever. It's just kind of, I like to play and find that perfect piece, and I had the time to actually do that in this particular day when I was creating it. So I went ahead, took the time, found the pieces I really wanted for it to make it work, and I am just so happy with how it turned out. Again, not exactly my plan. Like, I had not planned this to turn out the way that it did, but I'm really pleased, and it's fun. This is one time where the foundation page was, it worked. It was a good one to go ahead and create. So I'll have to keep that in the back of my mind when I go to do foundation pages again, because I've talked about in previous videos how I'm probably not going to be a foundation page type of creator next year. We'll have to see, but I'm actually struggling with the foundation pages that I've created. I've managed to make them work, but it is a bit of a struggle. This one, however, was not. It worked exactly like I wanted it to with the tag anyways, and the idea of this film strip. So yay for that. The little cut file didn't make it, but I can just go ahead and use that on a normal 12 by 12 page when I need to. Here I am with that transparency I was talking about. Don't forget to take the backing off those transparencies. They're hard to see, but they are there. So just a little warning, don't forget that. And I'm going to place that there. I will use my hole punch and punch holes there as well. I add on a little round circle chipboard sticker that says "This makes my heart happy," or "This brings joy for Christmas," or something like that. It just was fitting. And then I got that fa la la there. So hooray, add in the little tabs. I'm just using a couple of the stickers from this year's flat sticker sheet, and that is going to do it for today. A bit of a longer video. I've been keeping a lot of stuff in, so let me know if you like that, or if you would like these to be a little bit shorter and I take a few of the kind of unimportant things out. Let me know what you prefer, and I will go ahead and try and do that for you. Some photos will come up as well, and I'd like to know, between the two of them, do you have a favorite? And have you done your Christmas or your movie spread in your own December daily? Is that something you do every year? It's a theme that runs consistently through my album, and I love to look back at them, so I'd love to hear what the theme is for you. All right, you guys finally figured it out. I think you're going to watch me trim. I put the wrong tab. I used the larger one instead of the smaller one I had. It's a little too big, so I'm just taking my scissors and I'm just going to trim it so that it works and doesn't look funny having all that blank space. I'm sure it probably would have been fine, but at that moment it bugged me, so I just cut that out. All right, here is a look at all of my finished photos for these 2 days. Yeah, I think I've run out of things to say. I think we're good. Thank you again so much for watching. I will leave the link to my Instagram down below if you're interested in having a closer look at any of these photos, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye, everyone.